Please welcome Karen Reed as she narrates my story. Thank you all in advance for coming out to support myself and Creative Spirits Theater.
It was what appeared to be a normal day. The sun was shining, the birds were singing, my mother woke me and fed me breakfast. Everything seemed pretty normal, except I had a bad feeling. Dad was quiet, and my suitcase was packed. It was a day I will remember forever. After what seemed like a long and very quiet drive, I arrived at what I can only call a very large, cold place. I had never been there before. It was full of strangers, almost like a hospital, but there was something different about this place. I had no idea what was going on. I was only 5 years old the day I was brought to the institution. You see, I was born with a body, different from others, but it seemed so normal to me. It was the only body I ever had. I had a mom, I had a dad, and I thought they loved me. I must have done something terrible to end up where they took me. This is what I was thinking the day they dropped me off.
Mom, it's so dark and cold in there.
I know, but I just can't take care of her anymore at home. It's just too hard.
Hello, you must be the McCaig.
Okay.
We've been expecting you. And you must be Rhonda. Welcome.
Yes, this is Rhonda. She doesn't like green peas. She doesn't like anything green. She does love chocolate, but don't overdo it. Oh, yes. And you must have her nightlight, which she lights on every night.
Okay.
And you asked us to bring some questions. So here's the sheet. Thank you. It's a little wrinkled. It's been in my purse for a while.
Don't worry. Everything will be just fine. We'll take very good care of her. Now, if you'll come with me, we have some papers to sign.
Okay.
Where are we? Why are we here? Why are there bars on the windows? Why are those people talking about me? Why are my bags packed with all my clothes?
Oh, yes, sir. You're safe and dark.
Bye, honey. We'll be seeing you whenever I come to visit.
Don't forget to turn the night
Yeah,
light on.
come on.
Gradually just stop.
Come on. Go.
I cried every day. At least that's how I remember it. I sat by a window, I waited and waited, and no one ever came. Well, that's not exactly true. They visited me 3 times a year, and I went home with them for 2 weeks a year. Yes, this was my new life. I couldn't talk very well. I mean, I tried to talk like everyone else, but someone would really have had to care about me, to get to know what I was trying to say. For some reason, the words just had such a hard time coming out. I had to sit in a wheelchair, and my muscles never did what I wanted them to do. I needed help to eat, and well, I needed help with just about everything. At the time, I didn't know why I was the way I was, but later on in life, I found out. The umbilical cord was wrapped around my neck during childbirth. I didn't get enough oxygen. What a stroke of bad luck. Just imagine everything was fine for 9 months and bang, my life was changed. I have cerebral palsy.
Sorry you're late.
Well, today we will be discussing cerebral palsy, and I expect you to be focused on me at all times. Cerebral palsy, or CP for short, is a term used to describe a group of disorders affecting body movement and muscle coordination. Any damage to the brain in early pregnancy to 3 years old could result in cerebral palsy. Hey, you! Yeah, you! Is there something you'd rather be doing because it can be arranged and not expect to return? Do I make myself clear?
Yes, sir, but I was just...
Never mind excuses. This is important stuff. Young man, when there is a lecture, you should pay attention. Please stand and follow me. As I was saying, this damage interferes with messages from the brain to the body and from the body to the brain. The effects of cerebral palsy vary widely from individual to individual. At its mildest, cerebral palsy may result in a slight awkwardness of movement or hand control. At its most severe, CP may result in virtually no muscle control, profoundly affecting body movement and speech. One or more of the following could occur: muscle tightness, spasms, and involuntary movement. Difficulty with gross motor skills such as walking or running.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
Sir, did you say people with cerebral palsy are smart?
Of course people with cerebral palsy are smart. If you would just sit down and pay attention.
Sorry.
Difficulty with fine motor skills such as filing your nails and using a cell phone. And the person may also have difficulty with perception and sensation. People with cerebral palsy feel everything just like you and me. It is very important to remember that none of this is an indication of one's level of intelligence. Remember, it is not contagious, it is not hereditary, nor is it life-threatening. Maybe I have been doing this for too long. You are excused. Really, folks, this medical stuff is fine and dandy. But what people really need to know is it's the person inside that counts. People with cerebral palsy are just like you and me. Thinking, breathing, passionate people, often with the same intelligence, ambitions, and desires as you and I. Trapped in a body that simply doesn't cooperate. Am I that boring? Students falling asleep? Maybe it's time to retire.
Well, that was educational, and now we know that many people with CP are as intellectual as the rest of the population. Are you excited to hear what's next? Me too. So here I was. I honestly kept thinking someone would come and get me any day. But one thing I knew for sure, I had two choices. I could live in fear and hate everyone and everything for the mess I was in, or accept it, be happy, do what I can, and never, ever give up. You see, the institution was a stagnant place. No joy, no zest. And although I had my limitations, I couldn't help but notice what was going on around me. One thing I've always been very good at is the observation of others. And those who know me well know that I always see the beauty, even as a child. Yes, I was determined to free my smiling heart.
place called home, but I think it's safe to say that I'm not alone, surrounded by these cold gray walls, wishing they'd fall apart. But I won't stop trying, no, I won't stop trying to free my smiling heart. My heart smiles when I see pink, and when flowers are in bloom. My heart smiles when I am kind, and in a sunny room. Surrounded by these wondrous thoughts, helps tear the hurt apart. So I won't stop trying, no, I won't stop trying to free my smiling heart. Whoa, free my smiling heart. Whoa. Surround myself with these wise thoughts, embrace life, forget real hard. I don't want to be hard, so I won't stop trying. No, I won't stop trying to free my smiling heart. Whoa, free my smiling heart. Whoa.
Living in an institution is very difficult to describe to someone who has never experienced such a place. Picture a huge brick building. Bars on the windows, doors are locked, and people are dressed in hospital attire like nurses. Picture all types of different disabled people in the very same place, eating the same food, sometimes just sitting around doing nothing, day in and day out. These are the kind of places people would be sent to if you were born needing some specialized care. Imagine now the sounds of children crying, often confused, lonely, hurting, and imagine laying in bed at night and hearing things going on around you that just didn't feel right. None of us felt loved in this place. There was never enough supervision, and the ones of us that were more vulnerable were never protected. I would imagine some happy thoughts to help me make it through some of those very long, lonely, scared nights. Thoughts like my father tucking me into bed, all safe and sound. And I knew if only I could walk, I would certainly have chosen to become a ballerina.
Twinkle, twinkle, little star, up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder where you are.
Daddy, sing me another song.
No time to go see. Now, close your eye. I will turn your music up.
I started to go to school. I was looking forward to getting out of the institution and going there. It wasn't a school with all children, just those with disabilities. It really bothers me that I did not get a chance to go to a school like most people do. But I got the highest marks in my class. And I love to learn. My reading is impeccable, as is my spelling. It wasn't as though I could write the words on paper like most people. My muscles didn't work that way, but I knew how to spell those words. I only had one friend. She was at the institution too. I think they locked her up for having a crooked spine. And there was this other fella that was in my class. Oh, how I wanted to call him and say, "Please take me home with you." He was sweet and he was kind to me at school. And sometimes I would imagine him singing a song just for me, filling my heart with joy.
Make you smile whenever you're sad. Let you know that it wasn't so bad. All you wanna do is go home with you. I'm gonna keep you safe whenever you're scared. Let you know that I've always cared. Ain't it so nice to go home with you? I'll miss you, kissing you, give you my hand for you to hold. Need you, feel you, carry you in my thoughts until I'm old. It can be just an old little wish. I could be the one to go home with you. I wanna go home with you.
While I loved all kinds of music, I particularly loved the violin. Well, I really didn't make many friendships when I was a child. There were people who I met at the institution, such as nurses, and people who lived there or worked there. But one thing I could never understand was why people would talk so loud. They would be talking perfectly normal to someone else, and then with me, I felt like saying, "Hey, I'm not deaf. It's my muscles that don't work, not my ears."
Hi, Rhonda. Hey, how are you, girl? Haven't seen you in a while. Oh my God, I love your dress. What have you been up to? I've seen you on Facebook, but I've never talked to you. I've been so busy with all this stuff. You got a haircut too, didn't you? And you know what? I really can't say I love to talk to you, but come on Facebook and I'll see you later, okay? See ya. Love you.
And another thing, nobody ever waited for me to answer. They would just rattle on as though I had nothing to say.
I am a hopeless optimist, and even with my history, I continue to be hopeful. But there was one really, really bad chapter in my childhood. I trusted that when someone told me something, they were telling me the truth. So, when the nurse told me I had to have an operation on my legs and that I would be out of the hospital in 1 week, I believed her. but it was one of my very, very, very worst memories as a child. I was 9 years old, and I was stuck in bed with a bar between my legs, alone, without any visitors for 3 months. I found out as an adult that my parents didn't visit because they knew I begged them to take me home, and they didn't have the supports to do so. Imagine getting an IV in an arm that never stops moving like mine do. Imagine drugs for pain and to help me sleep. Imagine the sounds and the tools used on people. I was so depressed, I wanted to die.
Higher, give you something that'll make you very sleepy. It's an anesthetic. Nighty-night. Don't let the bed bugs bite.
through that, I guess that I can get through anything. The one thing I can't get through is how people with special needs are viewed. And when I say special needs, I mean people's physical, intellectual, or emotional needs that may require more specialized and creative approaches. Why should this define us? I have witnessed this on so many occasions, being introduced by my label first, and not for the many other attributes that I behold. Not just me, but anyone who is deemed different. It excludes us from the rest of our society, as though we aren't of value and don't have anything to contribute. We don't have dreams or aspirations. One thing I cannot tolerate is people being thought of and itemized in society only by their disability and not for who is really inside, just waiting to be noticed. I hate labels.
Nurse, her name is Nancy. She'll be working at our hospital. I'm going to introduce you to some of the patients here, Nancy. This is number 3358. He has Down syndrome. This is number 5582. He has epilepsy. Better keep your eye on that one. And this is number 3381. He has schizophrenia. He sees and hears things that are not there. Now, Frankie, it's our policy. And this is number... And this is number 5582. She has cerebral palsy. She can't walk around, but she's cute. And this is number 6631. He's deaf and blind. He can't hear or see us anyway, so let's just keep moving on. And this is number 2251. She has fetal alcohol syndrome. She's cute though. And this is number 8858. He has autism. Isn't he a runner?
Yeah.
Wonderful. My name is Frank. I will be a touching chef and get married.
My name is Jeffrey, and I am a singer. What name? Name Chacha. What the? Ooh.
My name is Michael. I would like to be an aerospace engineer.
My name is Paisley and I want to be an animal doctor.
My dearest, I was a muso. Oh. What you mean?
People belong on jars, not people.
Okay, enough doom and gloom. Things were looking up. At 14, 9 years later, I finally got out of that nasty place, and I moved into a group home. A group home is not really a home with your family or friends. It's a home with paid employees and pre-chosen roommates. Sometimes you might even have to share a room, but at least for now, I only had to live with 8 others. Okay, let's face it, things were very much less than perfect. I was still in Thunder Bay, away from my family, and I still didn't really have any friends or independence, but it was a little bit better. Transportation is always an issue, and it's always easier to bring entertainment to the group home rather than to take us out to the entertainment. But I looked forward to these experiences, and I would do anything for a laugh. And I was brought to the institution at 5 and finally moved to the Sioux at 22, where my family was. It was a big deal. Imagine, I'd never been around my family. I had 2 sisters here and my father, nieces, and nephews. Things were really looking up. I had an apartment on Bay Street, but it was too good to be true. It wasn't accessible. I don't even want to go into my frustrations around accessibility because it infuriates me, and it still goes on to this day. But people had to be creative to find me a place to live that could help me with my physical needs. My sister worked at Vandale Manor. They had 2 floors full of very, very old people, and 1 floor for people like me, the misfits. It was just like an institution, but smaller, and I was free to roam around, and I could mingle with whomever I wanted to. And best of all, I got to see my sister all the time. I would find myself hanging out with those old folks. They made me feel very young, and we had some very, very creative poker games.
Hurry up, fellas.
Not so fast, not young like you used to be.
I hope you brought some of your good CDs or albums with you today, fellas, for the poker game. Oh, my aching bones. I feel about 100 years old today. Oh, watch your mouth, young man. Rhonda, what are you again? 25.
You exhaust a baby.
Lord, let's get the game on the road now. Why, hello, Auntie. You really need to give it up. I've said hello, Auntie. Oh, well, sweetheart, you remember my niece Joanne now, don't you, fellas? And hi, Dad. You're
Hello,
just in
dear.
time with us, Rhonda, with her cards. Mama. Oh, hello there, Nancy. Let's see what you got, Rhonda. What do you got today?
I got hey with the monkey.
Oh, I love the monkeys. Hey. I've got the original Mitch Miller. You are my sunshine. Rhonda, how do you live with all these old farts? Yeah? No, flatulence, my dear. What do you got there? What do you got?
Lady who?
Lady Gaga?
Oh, my great-great-great-granddaughter's gone la 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 la. I love Lady Gaga. What do you have, Dad?
I'm definitely into the poker game. I have got good old Johnny Cash. You're going. Burning ring of fire. Well, lay down your cards. Let's see who wins this game.
Okay, folks, this poker game is over. It's time to go in for supper.
Okay, we will continue this after dinner.
What time at the horse?
Well, I can go for a move.
First chicken breast now, fellas.
became involved with a local agency called Community Living Algoma. I was finally meeting some people who knew what cerebral palsy was about, and I had a speech therapist. She was what I can honestly call my very first friend. Elaine would help me with my speech, but she also talked to me normal, and over time we would get together and hang out. She even took me home with her and bought a van so my chair could fit in the back. She knew about technology, like portable talking machines that we call augmentative devices. I learned how to use this, and sometimes it takes a while for me to type out my thoughts. But it was a really big help if people took the time to wait, listen, and hear what I have to say.
I sure do love this place. It kind of feels like my home away from home. It feels like it's been around forever.
Oh man, this is good coffee.
Yeah, it's pretty tasty.
And it has good flavor.
So, did you guys hear about that accident?
Oh, how bad was it?
It was pretty bad.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Is that Rhonda coming over? It is.
Well, hello there, Rhonda. Long time no see. We were just discussing yesterday's accident. Did you hear about it?
Yeah.
You might want to type it out, Rhonda. I'm not sure what you're saying.
So anyway, guys, like I was saying, I guess it was pretty bad. Some poor kid got hit.
Oh my God.
Can you imagine being that driver?
That would be terrible.
So anyway, it's Friday news. You guys watch the game last night?
Yeah.
Yeah! Maple Leafs won the championship.
No, I don't have a watch on me.
According to my watch, it says here that it's quarter after.
Quarter after. Oh, okay, guys, sorry, I gotta go. Jamie, right?
Sure, please.
Okay, you guys want to gotta make a quick phone call.
All right, see you later, Rhonda. It was good seeing you.
Hello? I'll be there, buddy. Just stay calm. Okay, bye. Sorry that you just got here, Rhonda, and we're all leaving. Nice to see you, huh?
That kid that got hit was my sister's friend's daughter. She died just a few hours ago. That kid that got hit was my sister's friend's daughter. She died just a few hours ago.
So next time you see someone with an augmentative device and you find yourself in their presence, please take the time to let them share in your conversation. So at 35, after 10 years with the old folks, I moved into yet another group home. There was one fella there who had cerebral palsy like me, and I totally dug his personality and his humor. But there was also a lady there that should not have been. She had no control over her temper and would attack me. It was pretty scary, but I have to say that it was a turning point in my life. She really ticked me off. The workers were getting to know me, and people were understanding what I had to say, listening to my feelings, and knowing what my thoughts were. I finally took a stand, and I had that woman removed from my home. I also realized then that just maybe there were other living choices out there, and some very hard-working and caring CLA supports helped me. I was finally able to get my own apartment with help right down the hall. And did we have a celebration? years old and I have never felt better. I've learned how to speak up for myself. I've been to college, learned computer technology. I'm an educator, a writer, a downhill skier, an advocate for the underdog, and I've taken up expressing myself through art. I make all of my own decisions in life, and I've made some really good friends. Most people born a little different than what society deems normal have problems making friends. It's taken me a lifetime, but when people take the time to get to know me, go figure, they actually like me. There are still people out there who view me as a child, though, and I think it's because of the way my body moves and the way my language comes out. Maybe that's why. But I think if they knew how it felt, they might stop and think about how it feels. If we just treat all people the same,
and I've never actually looked at myself as a label or a person with a disability. I think and feel like everyone else. I use my computer to touch base, to socialize. I go where I want, when I want. I work part-time.
well, it's a strange world we live in. I kind of view the world as a very colorful place full of different cultures, different beliefs, different bodies, different modes of communication. And overall, there will never be two people the same. I have had the luxury of meeting many, many colorful people, most of whom were born with unique needs. But unfortunately, I've also met a lot of people who are still only comfortable around the black and white. Such a fear of colorful people. Can't they see how boring this is? Add a little color to your life. Everyone deserves to be included in equal education, participation in their community, getting jobs that aren't slave labor, and the right to an accessible community. Overall, in being embraced for their color, that they add so much to boring black and white society. My art really helps express myself. And everyone, please add a little color to your life.
It's a strange world that we live in, only seeing life in black and white. It's a strange world